Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the BTM Review Walking Dead podcast, talking about episode 15 of season 5 called Try. It starts off pretty much like we thought it was. You know, what's his face from the last episode that bailed on Glenn and almost got him all killed was fucking throwing him under the bus, right?
Yeah, we kind of called that, I think, last week.
We called that last week. That's pretty predictable. Other than that, it kicked off with the... what's her face? Deandra? I can't freaking remember her name. Deanna, shit. Yeah. Deanna, and then Morning to the sweet sounds of Nine Inch Nails.
Shit was giving me a headache. I'm not a Nine Inch Nails fan, so.
I mean, I know. That's why I kind of laughed when the dad's like, turn it off. Like, why is he...
Well, he's crying.
Turn it off. I'm like, you don't want to look at his pictures?
Yeah.
You know, and cry and mourn? You're going to listen to his mixtape?
He doesn't want to listen to any Nine Inch Nails deep cuts.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like that's why I laugh. Turn it up.
He's been plagiarizing himself since the Downward Spiral. Get rid of it.
Fuck this shit. Yeah. I'm starting to think that guy should have been They were looking for the Bill Nye type, The Walking Dead, for that dad.
Yeah.
Fucking looks like him. Please, Barbara, I run it under a cold tap. But the episode itself, while not quite as exhilarating as the last episode, it progressed a little further. Like, I mean, I can't ask for any more. It progressed a little further. We got a little bit more on Michonne. We got a little bit more on what's her face, fucking crazy ass in the woods, Sasha. She's got a death wish. Just kill her.
Yeah.
Carl. She's gone all Andrea and shit. Why do we have to have a character that does this about every 2 seasons?
I don't know. She needs to go. She's gonna die. And you know what? It would be almost too predictable to say if you get one main cast member dying at the finale of every season, it's gonna be her. I hope more die.
I think Glenn's gonna die.
I hope Michonne goes. I really do.
I don't know if Michonne's gonna go. I think Glenn's gonna die.
Really? I hope it's about time. We thought he could have died 2 seasons ago.
He's getting this like kind of almost just total badass swag to him. You know, walking up to that dude saying, you know, like people like you would be dead, and you know, but the walls went up just in time. So I think they're kind of bolstering him up, and I think he's gonna kill that guy, but I think somehow he's going to die. Maybe Sasha kills him from up top.
I like how they. When they do the previews, like last time on The Walking Dead, like we didn't see that little girl for the last couple episodes. We were wondering like where the hell did she go? But they always make sure to sprinkle that in the last time on The Walking Dead, so we remember. There's that fucking chick. So we got more on her. She was in the woods. Okay, so maybe it's not like I predicted and she's like a spy for the wolves. She's just a kid that wants to be free and roam outside. But I can honestly tell you, when they conveniently found that hollowed out tree to hide in,
oh God,
I thought it was going to turn into an after school special about protected sex.
My girl did.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna, Carl's gonna try and get a little honey on a stinger, and she was going to ask if he had a condom, and it was going to be a big PSA.
Get his pinky stinky.
I thought it was going to turn into that, which, you did have a little bit of that, but whatever. That hollowed out tree, how fucking convenient. But
I thought they could smell people. I just don't get the rules sometimes of the Walking Dead universe, but whatever. Who cares? We digress.
Yeah, I don't know either. So you have Sasha disappearing, and then you have what's her face? Fucking Michonne going out looking for her with Rosita, who all of a sudden has a personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't talked to her the entire fucking season. All of a sudden now, whoa, hey, there you are.
That it had.
And apparently she was messed up about 7 episodes ago when they found
and that's
liar. But
that's what I was. That fucking pisses me off because it's the whole. Tyrese in the car again. The whole when I was a kid. It's that fucking monologue. Which this is something that the last couple episodes didn't have, so I have to deduct a fraction off for this one because it had that little moment, that monologue of them walking in the woods and them talking about something, like you said, 7 episodes old that we know damn well they would have already discussed in private by now. I was real fucking messed when Eugene. When he lied to us about DC, I'm like, oh yeah, we know what you're fucking talking about when you say he lied to us.
Well, and like, I mean, we don't need to rehash this because we kind of already figured that if they hadn't touched on it already, then it really isn't relevant to the overall story, and it just seems like filler in the meantime of they have to have another character in the woods with Michonne, so she's got to talk about something.
It always breaks it pulls me a little bit out of the show, out of the episode, because they don't talk realistically. That is not the way me and you would be walking in the woods and talking about anything. We wouldn't be discussing it like that. It's arbitrarily informing the watcher, which is bullshit, because naturally they know a little bit more. You don't have to fucking spell it out. You know when he lied? You know, the guy with the fucking Captain Planet haircut? You know, the guy with the fucking vest? We got it.
Yeah, wouldn't we have had this conversation for the months that we were on the road, the entire fucking time we've been trying to get here?
Makes no sense. So that's the only thing that irks me, is it's just kind of like, palm feeding the audience, as if the audience isn't. The people that watch the show they follow along way more than we do. I mean, people remember little shit 20 episodes ago that I can't remember at the beginning of one episode.
And then Michonne put down her sword and picked up a gun. We've been seeing that for the past 3 episodes, how she's been, she got the badge on her arm and now she's picking up a gun. I mean, it's fucking obvious.
So that's a slight nitpick. Those fucking scenes always drive me crazy. But thank God it didn't last too long, and it's whatever. But they found what's-her-face in the woods, hunting the walkers. I guess she's just got a vendetta at this point.
She didn't get very far if she's been running around all night, and they were able to catch up to her just within, like a half an hour.
Nah.
Jesus.
Nah. But then again, it sounds like she went off the deep end when they found, because she knew about little Chris dying. So I don't think they got back till that morning, right? I don't really know the timeline here. It's really confusing.
We're still calling him Little Chris. That's how I know him too, man. Noah, okay.
Noah. Everybody is. He's not even Little Chris. Everybody hates Chris, but we're calling him Little Chris off Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, Boys in the Hood.
It's like the 6 degrees of Ice Cube. It has nothing to do with anything.
I was about to say, now he's turned into Ice Cube. Wasn't he Friday?
Yeah.
Man, how you get so big? Pumping iron, man. Eating. Nothing else to do with the pen.
Now we can go do more movies with Chris Tucker. Oh, wait a minute. I think we're confusing stuff.
Well, we don't have this problem anymore because he's fucking dead. He's gone. Whatever. He's on the convention circuit now. He's adios. But
his name's a little smaller on the flyers than say Herschel's.
Yes.
So
further down the list.
So before we move on from that topic, let's break down the Sasha thing and let that be done. What's going to happen for her? You don't think she's going to die?
I think she'll.
She will.
I don't think she's been established as much of a main character as, say, Tyrese was. So I think ultimately she, somehow, some way, somebody from Alexandria is going to take her out.
She's just been lingering drama the whole time she's been on the show, whether it be with Tyrese, Bob, or whoever, just lingering.
And like I kind of said earlier, it's kind of starting to get an Andrea feel to it. Mm-hmm. Almost kind of a Carol-esque. Well, actually, Carol didn't go too far off the deep end, but this is exactly what Andrea, when she was all butthurt for not getting a gun or taking watch and stuff like that. And what was that, season 2 or season 3? Yeah. And basically we sat for, almost a whole season just waiting for her to be killed. Mm-hmm. And so I think she almost has to die, but
she'll die, but I think she'll take side with Rick, which probably be exiled here in the next episode. So
that's the meat of this episode. So we can get straight to that. We talked about Carl, we talked about Rosita and fucking what's her face, Rick. He's the only thing I really care about. It's kind of what we've been feeling the last couple episodes. That line's becoming blurred. He's kind of just descending into that madness again. He's kind of becoming that Walter White, like, you know what? I don't know if this is the kind of guy you love or you want to hate now, which is cool. It's good writing. But as me and River were discussing before the podcast actually started, he does have the right idea. I just think maybe he's handling it. He's going about it maybe too aggressively, and it's reckless.
How can it be too aggressively? You're in a fucking zombie apocalypse.
And aggressive is relative in this term, because all these people behind these walls, again, are just a bunch of wieners.
Yes.
I mean, who has burned run mixes amongst the group that we've been following around for the past 4 years? I mean, obviously Rick has kind of moved into this anti-hero type stance, but again, I think it's all relative to what you're kind of juxtaposing it against with this idealized utopia or, something that could be in Alexandria. But I think the whole point of it is that's not fucking reality right now.
Mm-mm.
And like Rick's really trying to drive home with this. And obviously they're doing it in the most crazy and violent way possible. But ultimately, I think it's right. And I think it seems kind of too aggressive just because of, again, the wieners that we're amongst.
Which pisses me off how Michonne turns his back on him, too.
Well, we're jumping the gun here. I think that maybe it is timing, too. Maybe it's just wrong place, wrong time. Because if Deanna and everybody could have saw how the whole thing with the drunk husband materialized, they would see that Rick was not in the wrong because he struck him first.
Well, the fact
they already knew it.
Yeah, the Deanna.
They knew he was a drunk. Yeah,
and
they knew he was beating his wife too.
Yeah,
I mean, how is she going to claim that this is civilization, but she allows that to happen just because the guy saves lives? If your walls are so damn good, whose life does he need to save anyways? You guys are fine. Take care of your own.
It sucks because, as horrible as it sounds, if you started society all over again and you were, just starting with so many people, the law has to be rebuilt. And it sucks because the only reason we don't execute people in the streets nowadays is because of this structure we built over just decades and decades and decades. But if you were really in that situation in Alexandria, you would have to lay down the law pretty heavy. Look, we're fair. We want everybody to be happy, be healthy. But if you step out of line, you could. We're so small and weak right now because we're not a great number. One person, one bad egg that's beating his wife, and we're letting get away with it. We can't sacrifice the small number we have. You're going to be executed in the middle of the fucking street.
Exactly.
I mean, you have to do that. And exile. Rick had to exile the guy. Because Rick does know he's not crazy in that sense. We know what happens when we just shoot people away. They come back with more people somehow, and they fucking hurt people.
That's what Deanna's not getting, which fucking pisses me off.
And it sucks because I don't know. She fucked up from the beginning. I mean, because I think you can. It's like having that boss at work that is your friend, but you know what? If you respect him enough, when he has to scold you for being a dick or no call, no showing, you know what? You want it to be that right balance to where, you know what? You feel like the asshole because you put him in that situation to be a hard ass. I think they should. They should just exile him in the middle of the street. I mean, I guess, I don't know, because Rick was trying to, right? He said, he suggest separating him and all that shit.
And that's not going to work. I mean, separating him, locking him up, that's
in
not
the long run, it won't work.
People are always going to take sides, and you have to take sides of your leader. So you have to fucking.
Well, and he didn't really go about it the best way. He kind of unilaterally, without Deanna's full approval, just went ahead and couldn't proverbially keep his dick in his pants any longer. So
that's the thing that's hurting him is that he has a little bit of an ulterior motive there. He does like the girl,
but his wife wanted him gone. That's the main thing.
God. I don't know. I had trouble reading that whole scene. The whole is a no really a yes in disguise. Because he was really persuasive. He was getting up on her. I don't freaking know, man. You know how abused wives can be. They say one thing and.
But he did the same thing to Carol's husband, which should have been and look how that turned out. That turned out for the better.
That was more passive indifference towards the fact he was being eaten by zombies.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, Shane kicked the shit out of him, and then while he was sitting there in the tent, he got eaten. But
I mean, they would have still went down the same road. I mean,
I wish I could watch that scene right now. Shane beating his ass. That was a good scene.
I mean, as bad as it was for her, Carol, it was better for the group in the long run.
I don't know. And it's a 90-10 split. He's got his head in the right place. He's very smart, but he's also starting to toe that line of he's starting to lose it a little bit. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so.
He was letting emotions get in the way. Like when she asked him, "Hey, would you do this for anybody else?" To be honest, I kind of thought he would. I kind of thought his character.
He would. He was just trying to get his wick wet. He was just trying to get around.
I don't know because if he was
because he got that game.
Yeah. I don't believe that for a second because I know he would.
No, I could see that. Like, look, I think in the episodes when Rick was really, really straight-headed, I could see if there was somebody, like the whole Carol thing. If somebody was beating their wife or posing some sort of threat or a thorn in their operation, I could see him doing a similar thing. So I was kind of blown away that he answered no, but I don't know.
Were you surprised that everybody took the side of Deanna, though?
Well, it was, like I said, bad timing. They caught the action at the wrong moment. All they saw was him fucking brawling, bloody as shit, on top of him. He looked like the bad guy. This whole Alexandria situation seems to be about that. You know, conveniently, they come back without her son. Glenn looks bad because it's like, this is the way it looks on Glenn. They see Rick bloody on top of the fucking drunk, beating the shit out of him, looking like a mad dog. He looks like the guy that instigated it, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just...
Well, and we don't know if Deanna's the only person that knows in Alexandria that he's beaten her, if the entire town knows. They didn't really, kind of apply that one way or another. So there might be a context there that is just completely foreign to these people, that they have no clue why Rick just threw this guy out of a window and is now kicking the shit out of him in the middle of the street.
That's what I'm saying. And like I said, they didn't see the beginning of the fight where the husband took the first hit and Rick actually was trying to lead him out. I don't know if he was trying to lead him out and shoot him in the woods. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do. It seemed like he was trying to hold on to that just, little bit of sanity. Like, look, let's walk away from this. Let's figure this out. But yeah, they didn't see him take the first hit. They didn't see the drunk father getting the upper hand and choking Rick out. Like, he almost looked like he was going to his happy place for a second.
Rick totally should have just followed his heart and murdered him when he had the chance in the beginning of the episode.
But the thing is, it doesn't fucking matter, especially when Michonne broke it up. You always got to be on the side with Rick because he's the person who fucking got you there.
That part
it just confuses me, and
stupid.
I mean, come on now. We haven't been here that long for her to just completely abandon this just because she wants stability again. She was okay, obviously, it gets old being just a zombie killing machine, but from what the montage that they showed inside of her head going on, you figured that's what, and then shooting a bunch of zombies, you'd figure that's what she'd be kind of apt to be going back to, so then she would by nature be on Rick's side.
That was my big problem.
That instinct was returning back to her, that no matter how she tried to fight, being, this civilized, going back to, what regular human population and stuff like that. It completely confused the shit out of me, and that's kind of why I just didn't get it. I didn't get it at all.
It threw me off, exactly. That's what I was going to say. 5 minutes.
I think obviously it's going to be interesting how they're going to explain it, but what are we going to be left with in this final episode when it comes to that?
I don't know. She had those flashbacks and she said the same thing. I don't need your help. I'm doing this for myself. Yeah, we thought, okay, she's tapping back into that. Hey, this is who I am now. And yeah, it didn't make any sense. And I almost want to think, did she come into that whole fighting scene on the street even later than everybody else? Did she walk in when frickin' Rick was waving the gun like a madman?
Maybe it's a ruse. She's a double agent.
Dude, I don't know. Even Rick surprised me when he fucking threw his gun up in the air. He started losing. He was losing it a little bit. That was not handling it the best.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Pointing the gun at innocent people is not really the most rational thing.
He was tapping into his fucking inner taxi driver Pacino, or sorry, DeNiro.
I will agree.
Fucking me? You're gonna kick me out?
I will agree. At that point, he had kind of gone off the deep end. But again, it is all relative because these people are just a bunch of wieners.
And he's getting the shit kicked out of him too.
Yeah, no kidding. I've just been in a fight. I've just been in a fight, and all you wieners have been
irrational.
Chit chatting on the porch and fucking drinking lemonade and shit. So
I'm interested to see the aftermath of this and what the wife is going to say. Is she going to stick up for the husband or Rick? Because she could easily say, "Look, no, that's not the guy. That's my husband's blood. That's his blood. He was getting the shit kicked out of him."
She could end this thing with one word. So from the next on little teaser trailer, it looks like
I didn't see it, by the way. What is it?
It kind of looked like they're getting ready almost for a trial, and that it appeared that he was going to be exiled. So
does the woman just side with the husband, or does she maybe pick sides and go with Rick?
If he's going to be, I figured it'd be pretty cut and dry situation where all she'd have to do in that instance would be like, no, that's not how it happened. This is how it happened. It'd be like, logical thought would be like, oh, okay, so kill that fucker then. All right. But apparently not so much. I don't know. I couldn't make heads or tails of it from just the brief minute and a half clip.
Everybody saw Rick going crazy, and you had Carl even trying to pull him off of him because Carl's got something to lose too. He's in love with the girl now. He's back into society. It's funny because there was that scene. Did nobody see when the husband smacked the wife?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't know how many people were surrounding at that time. Maybe not everybody, but that's when Rick lost it, and then he got on top of him because he was getting the fucking weld on. And then he hit his wife, And I'm like, all right, it's game on now. But then Carl comes up and he fucking does the same shit to Carl.
Wasn't there a group of people around when he just punched his wife?
Yeah,
that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm curious to go back and watch. Like, how many people were actually congregated at the point when he just smacked his wife?
What about Maggie keeping her trap shut? I mean, she could have warned Rick about what's his name, Father Flanagan, that he has.
You don't know how much
like
time has passed.
It looks like he's coming back in like a white shirt and shit in the teaser trailer of the
Father
next
Flanagan?
Yeah, coming back. It looks like he was gone, and because they showed the gate opening, and then he's on the other side in like a white T-shirt, not his usual priest garb. So I don't know if it's like a dream sequence or what the fuck it is, but
I don't know. We don't know how much time has passed. I mean, because we left off. I think it was at nighttime. This is like literally the next morning. But yeah, you'd think that's something he would go right. Because hey, I just fucking heard some shit. You got to know about.
Oh yeah,
now.
Hey Rick, hey Maggie.
This can wait.
Something. Nah, you're good. You're good. I'll tell you tomorrow.
This will wait. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty important shit there.
Yeah, it doesn't have to do with our personal safety and the group as a whole. It's it's good. It's
well,
good.
And Maggie, what do you expect?
I don't know how long they stay on.
I had a sister, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they stay on runs, but Daryl and Aaron are still gone.
Yeah, and I was going to bring that up when we got to predictions and stuff like that.
They see Morgan. Is that fucking Morgan they were seeing in the woods? What the hell?
That's what I was saying, because it looked like it was one person, but even then, still, he chopped up a body and took it with him.
Like I said, maybe.
And obviously,
it's that wolves attitude. So maybe Morgan is one of the wolves.
Well, or maybe it's not Morgan, but we got a little more not I guess insight. We got a little more evidence of the wolves with the woman who was tied to the tree and had her guts eaten out by a zombie alive.
And they zoomed in, on another W on the walking walkers. They're really amping up that. It's getting closer and closer. It's just telling us that.
So are we gonna? I guess we've already just kind of transitioned into predictions.
Yeah.
So are we going to see the wolves in the final episode?
Yeah, we got a twice as long finale. What's it, an hour and a half? You say?
Yeah. But are we going to see them in Alexandria, or are they going to end this season with Daryl and
cliffhanger
Aaron being apart?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not gonna like all end. I mean, I think the trial's gonna go on. Alexandria might end, but the wolves are gonna present themselves. Something's gonna happen, and then they'll be in the next season. I mean. I think Morgan. God, Morgan has to. They showed him at the very first episode of the season. Mm-hmm. He has got to be something. He has got to be part of those wolves. I don't think. What else? I don't know. What else are they waiting to reveal him for God's sake?
Yeah, but shit's got to go down. A few people have to die in this last episode.
Oh, it's got to be a big thing. There's got to be some kind of infiltration. I mean, what are these wolf people? Are they even doing? Are they all congregating around Alexandria intentionally? They got to be keeping their eye on all that stuff themselves too.
It is almost like they're sending out some of the zombies with the W's out on purpose, or leading them somewhere around the area.
It just makes too much sense that, you know what? The whole last 4 episodes, Rick's been telling them, look, these fucking walls are bullshit. Your infrastructure is bullshit, and this stuff can be compromised. Okay, he's been in all climaxes to this court trial, and guess what's going to happen? The wolves are going to fucking ambush Alexandria, and then it's going to be that whole thing. Oh, he's on the fucking stand. I told you, assholes. Can we just call myself innocent right now? And I'll it's like the Ghostbusters and quit us, and we'll put on our packs and we'll fucking kill these ghosts. Like, all right, case is missed. Case is missed.
Those 2 brothers that they electrocuted.
The Scolari brothers. Oh my God, the Scolari brothers. Friends of yours.
I sent them to the chair. What was it, 20 years ago or something?
He goes, I tried it for murder. Gave him the chair. Why don't you just tell him you don't believe in ghosts? So it's that whole thing, Rick's going to go up to the judge, going to go up to Deanna, and she's going to be screaming, and he's going to go, you're next, Bubbles. All right. And she's going to hand him his fucking Joker hand cannon and be like, I'm sorry, take care of this. That's my best prediction. That it's all going to fucking just accumulate all at the same time. The whole trial, the whole he said, she said, and then bam, the whole I told you so when the wolves come in.
Do we really think it's going to... But I don't really see them doing conflict resolution like that, where everything all then concludes at once, except for the governor in the prison. But that's it.
I see a massive cliffhanger. I see there's going to be no resolution.
I do too, and I see the group split up.
Yeah, I do too.
One way or another. Either Daryl and Aaron away from the group, or the core group and, is splintered.
I keep seeing these news headlines on They're talking about the Walking Dead finale that's going to piss us off.
Yeah, Abe, the guy who plays Abraham.
Yeah, it'll bring us to tears.
Said something about that. The day you bring me to tears, Walking Dead, it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
It'll never fucking happen. I'll be the goddamn Queen of England before you bring me to tears.
Well, I think.
Fuck.
I just had a fun thought though. With all that talk, like I said, I don't think it'll happen. They're not going to do that.
Tears of joy when it's finally fucking over.
Yes.
God damn it.
They're not going to do this to their cash cow.
We can do the spin-off.
I had a fun thought. I had a fun thought about Daryl. They were talking about all that media stuff about, Daryl could be gay. Oh, I'd be all about it. I don't think they'll do it. But first of all, where is Aaron's boyfriend? Is he just fucking holed up in a closet baking pies? I don't know what's going on. He just disappears.
He's hanging in a closet. He's definitely not in the closet. He's hanging out with the ladies, sewing stuff and making cookies,
baking casseroles,
having Tupperware parties, and whatever the fuck they do. All the ladies do in Alexandria during the day. Who mows the goddamn grass? I mean, come on now. Everybody's got to have a job.
Oh man, who mowed the grass in the prison in season 3? It was the most clean cut lawn.
Rosita?
She wasn't there.
Oh.
Yeah. We've had a lot of Mexican males on the show, Todd. You bring up the woman. Anyway.
They can't drive.
Okay. So, I already know. I'll call it all day long.
These are jokes.
Everybody, yeah, they're jokes. Everybody has to suffer a loss. Aaron's boyfriend's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't it be weird if, Daryl and Aaron embraced each other, and then that was their in for him to make him homosexual?
Do you see Aaron carrying over on Rick's side at the end of all of this?
I do. I absolutely do.
I do too, especially because I think his boyfriend will die at the hands of somebody from Alexandria accidentally or
absolutely
something.
And he's gonna die regardless, but
or maybe Nicholas will be with him and facilitate him being eaten by zombies, and Aaron finds out or something like that. Or
I don't think, like I said, I don't think
I just see that character doing that type of thing again and being found out by the group, and then somehow somebody gets justice on him.
Yeah, of course.
Well, we can see Carol leaving too. I mean, she's not going to turn her back.
She's going to go with Rick. Her and Rick are.
She told him to kill her.
They're tight, man. Ever since Rick exiled her that first time, it's like getting in a bar fight. You know what? Once you guys make up from that, you're fucking blood. You're tight. Right. They're good. They've been through a lot. They've been through more than anybody, almost. But I don't know. I just thought it was fun to think about the Daryl thing. I don't think they'll ever do it, but you know what? They're definitely writing it to where if they wanted to do it, they totally could.
Yeah.
Which I hope they don't. We only need one gay guy. Just that's enough. That's enough. I don't give a shit. Look, it's just like this. Look, if you put they do it on TV. If you put more than Adam Sandler in the Cosby Show as one of Theo's friends, you risk it not being a black show anymore. It has to be tilted. Same thing with Family Matters. If you have more than 2 black people, you risk it becoming culturally an ethnic show, because they market to black people just like white people market to white people. And if you have more than 2 gay guys, it's going to be Queer Eye for the straight guy. It's got to be this word balance. And I don't make the rules. I can't help that. That's really heavily on the straight white people angle. It's really weighted. So it's I don't know.
I'm waiting for Wesley Snipes to show up as a tranny.
There we go.
Tu Wong Fu.
Mm-hmm. John Leguizamo. He's a good-looking woman.
He is a good-looking woman.
Yeah, it probably made you question yourself, Todd.
Shut up. That's for another episode.
All right, so we pretty much got down to our predictions, kinda. And like I said, I'll just add that I think Morgan's going to materialize somewhere in there. They're not going to fucking introduce him on the first episode of the season and not bring him back in the last episode. I think he's got something to do with the Wolves. I think they picked him up. Other than that, the Ghostbusters 2 fucking shit. It's gonna happen. As far as ratings,
there's gonna be ghosts.
The Scoleri brothers are gonna come out and they're gonna
Scoleri brothers.
I thought the show was about zombies.
It's the same difference. I don't even care at this point. I don't know. Ghost zombies.
You know what? They could throw fucking aliens in there, which was supposedly one of the rumors of how Kirkman sold the show.
Oh my god!
That's how he sold the show to AMC. He told them that the whole thing was all zombies, and if that fucking happens, I'm not gonna be fucking happy.
All aliens, fuck. The virus was put here by aliens, fuck.
Something like that. I heard that's how he got I guess the second and third season signed.
Hopefully Jeff Goldblum will pop up.
Goodness gracious.
That'd be great.
No, fuck that, man. Louis Gossett Jr., Enemy Mine.
We got to get Randy Quaid on this too.
Hey, Dennis Quaid was in, Enemy Mine, but
well, I mean, if we're gonna get Louis Gossett Jr., we know we got to get the hot rod. We got to do it. It's got to be done. It's got to be done.
I don't even want to think about that. I don't want to think about it. But ratings, not quite as good.
Reference, the Ghostbusters 2 reference. It's good stuff.
We have to make references to outside franchises to keep this one interesting.
True.
But I'm not going to dog it too much. I've really enjoyed the latter part of the season, like I think you guys have too. This episode wasn't quite as good as last episode. The last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it was great. I love seeing Rick twitching, just like you hear the score cues and him fucking twitching. Like you could, the look in his face, you could tell he was turning the light switch on and off as we looked at him.
When he kind of like dives his head into starting a conversation and like from either the left or the right and kind of tilts it over.
Yeah,
he's holding his gun like a G unit member.
Or like all of a sudden he's just got a twitch in one of his shoulders and his neck, and he's just got to roll his head towards that direction.
I think he's a good actor, and I actually
great.
I think he does too. I think he's really into the character.
Really liked. I thought the scene he did approaching the wife about the husband was really well done, because I think it was. It's not like The Woods, the Talks Rosita and all these people have in the fucking woods, where it's just totally Oprah after school special. It's not even real. But the way that went down approaching the wife, that's about as real as I think it. He got really awkward the way I think people would. I don't know. It played out well, but I don't know. I thought it was a good episode. I don't know. What did I give the last episode? Probably pretty high.
You gave it a 9 or 10.
A 16 or something.
I gave it a 9. God, I don't know if I want to give this a 7 or 8. I'm going to give it an 8. It's consistent. I have to knock it at least for the PSA, the fucking Rosita. I hate that shit. But other than that, I don't really care. I mean, nothing dragged on too long for me. I don't know. There was enough story going on there, and like the last 15 minutes was great. I don't know. That's all I got, but not quite as good.
Yeah, well, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I think it progressed a little slowly, and I was hoping that we get a little bit more, especially in the first, 50 minutes of the episode. And like we were talking, the last 10 minutes were really good. And I hope Michonne gets what's coming to her, because she really fucking pissed me off at the end of this episode.
I don't. We never even talked about that. We didn't even talk about her just cold cocking Rick. That shocked me. I mean, that was really cool, because you don't really. I didn't expect it.
Well, I mean, you do something like that to somebody who probably saved your life 10 different times, And that
you know what? Maybe maybe Pat. This is what you meant by. Maybe you didn't, but maybe she did it for his sake.
Right.
Shut him up.
Shut him up.
Yeah, and we won't know until next week. Yeah.
Because somebody's going to pull a gun on him from somewhere.
Yeah.
And just make some. I'm hoping that's it, because that totally conflicts with the attitude she had out in the woods with Sasha. So I'd be willing to bet that's what's going down.
But overall, I give it a 6 out of 10.
6? Wow, that's a little low.
That's not low.
I thought you were going to give it at least a 7.
The first 50 minutes were kind of a bore. So I mean,
the episode's only 48 minutes long total, Todd.
Or whatever.
So
38 minutes. 38 minutes is a bore.
But we didn't see
River Aim's low, so he's not easily disappointed.
I'm hoping to get next week a 10 out of 10. I haven't given one.
I thought honestly, I gave it an 8 because I thought you were going to give it a 7. But
I don't think a 10 out of 10 has happened since like the second episode of this season.
Oh, this episode wasn't as good as the past 2 weeks, because I don't know. I think the last 2 weeks we gave it like 9s, 8s.
But it was solid. It was solid.
It wasn't bad. Yeah,
it was consistent.
And I'm not saying it was bad at all. It was just kind of boring. And last time
I like how everybody was tweaked just a little bit. Rick is. Becoming a little bit more compromised in the mental state, and same thing with Deanna. I like the way she acted a lot in this episode. The whole her tables are turning on Rick, and just like the attitude, the snide, the tone she's giving him. I liked it. I thought everybody was.
And I used to hate Rick, but now I'm drinking the Rick Kool-Aid after this season.
Fuck, you liked him last. Dude, he's great. I think he's great. He's got the only good.
His Kool-Aid, man.
He's got the only art.
Disappoint me, Rick.
You think he's gonna die? He is not gonna die.
I hope he doesn't.
He's not gonna die.
He will.
They won't. I could see him being the Walter White in the very last episode.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't kill Tony Soprano, they don't kill. I mean, this isn't Game of Thrones where they're gonna, cut Sean Bean's head off.
No,
and everybody's gonna.
Did you just call him Sean Bean? I thought his name was Sean Bean.
It's Scene. Look Look how it's spelled.
Yeah,
CB.
I know, right?
Wait, isn't it Sean?
Yes, it's Sean, retard. I'm
Yes.
just saying.
Just kidding.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? I don't know. It's like I'm not hip to this. I thought you were the retard. All right, whatever. Give us your rating, smart guy.
Give it a 7. I was a little disappointed that we didn't have a little more immediate conflict, and I'll agree with Todd that I wouldn't necessarily say some of the pacing, but some of where they decided to go telling the story, getting to the actual conflict here, it seems like the scenic route, if you ask me. I understand why it's done that way, but I'm a little more immediate when it comes to that stuff, and I figured there'd be a little more of immediate reactions and emotions and real life stuff involved with that. So some of it just seemed like, again, we kind of touched on it, kind of contrived for the cameras and for the purpose of just kind of filling the episode and dragging it on more.
Yeah, the Sasha and Carl thing was unnecessary.
The whole Michonne.
The Carl thing, I get. The Carl thing, it's like I was wondering where the fuck was that little girl. They had to do something there.
Yeah, not really. I mean, they could just make it so that
Well, it'll help if they plan on having Carl being an opposer in this whole situation with Rick. Like, I want to stay here. I like this girl. I'm not against that. The Sasha thing drove me a little more batshit than that, personally. But you know what? I almost want to take away a point for the fact that I didn't fucking know Deanna had a second son. I was so confused by that bullshit.
Yeah, I was wondering who the fuck that was too.
Okay, and now I'm confused. Is the son that's still alive listening to Nine Inch Nails with him? Was he the one that knocked out Glenn in the first episode? I can't. They're fucking interchangeable. Because now I'm starting to think maybe that was.
They're just a couple haircuts that were in 3 fucking episodes. How are we supposed to be able to tell these guys?
Yeah, so
that dude was in One Tree Hill.
So it doesn't surprise me. This is the best. I love how Earth picks its natural selection. The best looking people in the world survive. They're the last. There is
not one Walmart creature to be found amongst the entire zombie apocalypse.
Eugene.
Yeah, well,
he
Eugene cleans up nice.
He does. I saw him in an episode of Mad Men just the other night.
Oh.
I'm just saying it blows me away. The people that are left to rebuild this population are the people that used to be on One Tree Hill. Yeah. How lucky is this next wave of human population to start from? I don't think Adam and Eve was that good looking. I
think Andrew Lincoln's done like a bunch of Shakespeare shit too. So you got to be.
He looks like the type.
That's all British. I mean, Tom Hardy's done shit like that. So
yeah, but anyway, so like I said, that threw me off. I guess she has 2 sons now. I think they dropped a little bit on that, but so we're at a 6, 7, and 8. I'm still content though. I think it's been really solid. Last 4 episodes now? It's good. I think the finale is gonna be great. I don't think they're gonna disappoint. I don't think we've ever had an hour and a half episode. I think they've always extended it by 15 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So if this one's gonna be twice as long, I'm all for it.
Hopefully that'll give us enough time to kill off Glenn.
I think it will. I think if it's really twice as long, I think it'll be enough time to flesh us out enough of this whole Rick shit and the court thing, and for the wolves to present themselves and infiltrate. Hopefully it's done really tastefully.
Over under on characters in the main group that are dead by the end of this season. I'm going 2.
I go the under on that.
All right.
I'm going Sasha, and I could see Glenn. I want Glenn to die, but definitely he's not a main character. Aaron's boyfriend's going to die. But yeah, there's going to be a big thing. I think a fraction's going to happen. Who's part of that fraction? I don't know, because Seamus is drinking the Kool-Aid. I think we don't get to talk to him very much, but I think he's on side with Rick. I think the hit was what it was. Carol's on side with Rick. I don't know. Who would fucking bail at this point?
Carl.
Wiener.
Carl. We know the series is going to end with Carl killing his fucking dad.
Yes.
I think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I can see that.
God.
Carl having to do it, man, and he's leading. I don't want to see it either. I don't want the worst character killing the best character.
It should be the other way around.
Oh, that would be gut wrenching. What if that happened? That'd be killer. In this next one, maybe that's why we're gonna cry. Maybe zombie Carl and Rick's gonna have to do what no father should ever have to do and fucking kill him. That'd be awesome. All right.
Sounds like you're getting a little excited over there.
And he does it in style. He doesn't even do it gracefully. He takes the hand cannon. And puts it 3 inches from his head and blows his entire fucking skull into fragments.
The gun that shot down the Batwing, he blows Carl's head off.
Shot down the Batwing.
Yes. But so I took away a point. For me not keeping track of Deanna having 2 sons, but I give back that point because Andrew Lincoln went into Robert De Niro taxi driver mode at the end. I fucking loved it. But complete with the eye twitch and the head tilt. So anyway, it was a pretty okay episode, pretty good. Next week will hopefully be a really good podcast. But stick around, come back next week. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Still a lot of shit to talk about. Still fairly unpredictable, I'd say. And hit us up on btmreview.com, Facebook, at BTM Presents, YouTube, and iTunes, all that good stuff. But that's it for now. I'm Aaron.
Riverman.
Pat.
See you guys later.
Good night, Canada.